All right, we're talking Dallas boys soccer here at McCarthy Tire Service, and of course, big push right now for the Asheville relief effort between AMP Global Strategies and McCarthy Tire. We appreciate what they're trying to do to help those people. But we're talking soccer here in Northeast Pennsylvania. Jesse, you've been around it a long time as a player, and now as a coach at Dallas. Let's talk about this squad this year for the Mountaineers. You guys are playing some good soccer.
Yeah, we're doing all right. We have a lot of seniority, a lot of returning starters from last year. Had some success in the summer. There were 2 local tournaments. We won both of those. So we're not really flying under the radar. We have a really tough schedule, playing a lot of good teams, and it's coming together. We're doing all right.
Talk about the consistency part. That's always hard. You play a team, it's a 2-1 game, then you go blow out a team 7-0. But that is high school soccer sometimes, and high school kids, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's very temperamental, and anybody can beat anybody. We just lost the game yesterday, and it was a tough loss. It's one we probably shouldn't have. But we've had other games that on paper seem more challenging, and we had a lot of success. So it's really just a game of attrition. Who can be there consistently in the end, doing it all the time. So.
Talk about your role, just trying to get the most out of these guys, and that consistency part. As you say, it's challenging, but you have good players. You know that when you guys are on your game, you could play with anybody.
Absolutely, yeah. I just try to talk to the players on a one-on-one basis sometimes, and just looking to see how their skill set can help us. Sometimes a lot of these kids have played club for a very long time, and they're used to playing certain positions, and they're used to having certain responsibilities. But part of my job is to have a certain sense of talent evaluation. So when we go into practice and I see certain things happening and they're doing things really well, sometimes they're gonna move to a position that they're not used to, and then they end up having success. And that's a lot of the starters this year started in a different position their sophomore year. Now they're seniors, and now they're making a huge impact in a completely different position.
You feel like one part of your team is a little better than another when you talk about offensively and defensively? You feel like you're pretty balanced overall there at Dallas?
I think we're pretty balanced, yeah, and that goes back to your last question, and just trying to find pieces to make a complete team. And I think they're doing a great job with where they are.
Senior leadership so important. You got a good handful of guys there that have plenty of experience. You said they played different positions, so they kind of know what it takes. Talk about what they're doing with some of those younger players to try to, keep this going. Everybody always wants to try to keep the tradition going of, quality program.
Sure. A lot of our seniors have a different way of reaching the younger kids. Some of them are very technical, so they help them in practice learn certain skills. I have a vocal leader who kind of takes all those kids under their wing, and if they're having a little trouble acclimating to the environment, or they're a little bit shy, but they have some potential, they have some talent, he's a guy that'll, and you'll talk to him later, he's a guy that kind of brings everybody along and makes them feel comfortable. And then the rest of the seniors, they're just trying to lead by example, be like the model for the younger guys as they start to progress through the program.
We know that we're going to get a quality team out of District 2, in the playoffs, but boy, it's going to be a fight, and it's going to be tough. I mean, there's some really good Lackawanna teams. We have some good Wyoming Valley Conference teams. It's hard to look that far ahead. We're still in the beginning of October trying to get through the regular season, but do you feel like, you guys are in position to try to peak at the right time?
Yeah, I hope so. I think that we're working through adversity, which is it's always our biggest challenge, is like when you're faced with these challenges, these confrontational things, how can we progress and get over the hump to show that consistency when it matters. We've played those teams. We played North Pocono in the summer, and we beat them in a tournament. I'm not sure if it was their full team. And then we played Abington the very first regular season game, and we beat them. So they are beatable teams, but they're both very high quality teams, and can definitely take us as well. So
You talk about what you think will be the difference if you get into a playoff situation. Is it sometimes just experience? You feel like these guys kind of have that killer instinct, like, listen, they rise to the occasion in games as the level goes?
I think that if everyone plays to their potential, every team plays to their potential, the 2 best teams will be there in the end, and it's not going to matter. The talent part isn't going to matter. I think everybody at that level is going to be talented. It's going to be who has that mental toughness, who's able to push through unexpected things, and to just bring everything together that we've been working on all season.
All right. Now, how about your soccer background? Talk a little bit about, what you come from, and your coaching style, and where you bring it from.
Sure. When I was younger, I played in this area. I grew up in this area. I went to Dallas also, but when I was younger, I had a lot of international coaches and professional players as my trainers. My dad was a semi-professional player, so there's a lot of pedigree there, I guess. And I was just fortunate to have these opportunities. I worked through the Olympic Development Program as well when I was very young. Entering high school, it was a different style game, but we had a lot of quality players at that time. And then my senior year, you guys covered it, and there's this really embarrassing video of me crying. But we had lost to Lehman our sophomore year, my junior year, and then we played them again in the final and beat them in a shootout my senior year. And I grew up with all those kids. They were my very close friends. They were on my club team, so there was a lot of emotion attached to that. I was recruited to play in college, and after going through like a bunch of different things with transferring and so forth, my dad passed away, so I ended up moving back to this area, graduating from college, and then just looking for a way to relate back to the game. I was so fortunate to have all these opportunities. I think I already said that, but like I was just very fortunate. It had nothing to do with me. I just had a lot of great people around me, a lot of people who cared about my future. So I wanted to give back in some way. I started at Wyoming Seminary with the girls. I was there for 5 years. That was during the time when their field hockey program had won states, I think 4 times. So it was a tough challenge, but it really helped me connect to the kids. And then when I resigned from SEM, I told my own kids, I said, like, you know, I really miss coaching, but I can't really rationalize going back when I have a family and I have things that I care about, unless it was like, I don't know, Dallas boys soccer. and you know, because I played there, and then it opened up, and I applied and got the job, and I've been working. And so you can tell, I hope, that there's more to it than it's not a job for me. I have investment in the community, and like it's inherently emotional for me. And if we took that one step further, things like the Clary Cup, like I played with Mike Clary. He was my childhood friend. He was my teammate in middle school and high school. I like connect to those moments. So when we play Lehman and that like stark rivalry, it's like there's more to it than that. And then the passing of Mr. Clary this year, he was like one of my I would say like mentors, or like I have a lot of fond memories from him from different stages of life. And the kids, although they're very disconnected from that time, that's 25 years now, we have these armbands that we just got in to honor Mr. Clary, the memory of him, the impact he's had on the Dallas boys soccer team specifically, but also the Dallas community and beyond, of course. So that part for me, I don't even know if I'm still answering your question, but it means a lot, the coaching background part. It means a lot just to be around these guys and give back like all these little nuances of the game that I've learned when I was younger.
We appreciate you sharing your personal stories and you know, just a lot of memories there with Dallas Soccer as a player. And here's a coach here in 2024. All the best here in October and hopefully November.
Yeah, thanks a lot.